ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यदविद्याविलासेन भौतिकसृष्टयः तं नौमि परमात्मानन्दविग्रहम्. Okay, so last time we saw a model of perception, okay? Traditional model. There they actually talk about the mind going out and taking the form of the object. What will happen if this theory is disproved completely? Vedanta is wrong. Supposing you prove that the mind doesn't go out at all, does it mean Vedanta is wrong?
No, no, Swamiji, no.
Then, think about mind stays in its own. What does medicine say? What does science say? Mind doesn't go. Light comes in.
No, Swamiji, no.
It will not be. Yeah, Karthik is right. No, because remember, Vedanta is a pramana for things that you cannot figure out. When it is talking about perception, etc., what it is doing is it is doing an anuvada. Now, what is the difference between a pramana and an anuvada? Anuvada. When you say pramana, it is giving you knowledge which is unique to itself. Like Atma Satyam, Anyat Sarvam Mithya. That is unique to Vedanta. Perception, etc., are overlapping fields. You can deal with it in science. Therefore, Vedanta is not a pramana there. It's presenting a one model, but it doesn't become a pramana. More of anuvada. Because you can figure out perception without dealing with the Vedana. Without dealing with the Vedas. Do you have to have Veda to come and tell you? You have to come to Vedanta to understand perception. Now, in the model that Vedanta is presenting the role of the mind. Guys, this is being recorded, so be soft. The model that's being presented. Okay? Vedanta is insisting on a role for the mind. That much is a definite thing. Because photometry alone will not explain perception, and erroneous perception it cannot explain. Like if I was going to ask a person who gives us scientific light-based explanation of perception, why do I make a mistake? Why do I mistake that rope for a snake? Without bringing in the mind, there is no explanation. Even in science. You can't say poor light. Poor light, the camera will tell you. Insufficient light, insufficient light. It won't say, instead of Swami sitting there, there's an Asami sitting there, it won't say. You don't see that. You don't say that, you will make a mistake. Why insufficient light? So unless the mind is involved, error cannot be there. So the mind involvement in perception is irrefutable. The question is whether the mind goes out or the light brings it. That much you can have a debate. That much you can have a debate. That much can be questioned. But the basic premise of the mind and the formation of a vritti cannot be questioned. The thought form of the object in the mind cannot be questioned. That is necessary for both perception and error. That's why if your mind is elsewhere, you will not see. someone sitting right in front of you. Mind is gone somewhere. Mind is gone somewhere. You will miss what I'm saying. What happen? These are all unavoidable. Therefore, mind involvement is what Vedanta is talking. That much is unquestionable. What is questionable is only mind goes out or the light is coming in. Now, look at this. He had said where the Vishya Avichinna Chaitanyam, and Vritti Avichinna Chaitanyam is at the same time and place, perception will take place. Correct? This is what we said last time. Any questions on this much? The thought of the object should be at the same time and place. Whether it's outside or inside doesn't matter. It should be at the same time and place.
Swamiji, I do have a question.
Good.
So when I look at the model where the mind goes out, it does seem to make, it feels in line with my experience for vision, for sight. But when I look at touch and when I look at taste,
correct.
It doesn't
they are
feel
different.
that.
They are handled differently also.
Okay,
there is a footnote on that later on. Yeah, I'll come.
Okay. Thank you.
So it is true. Only for perception we are talking. Okay. Yeah. Sagar has a question by any chance? Oh no, it is my user. Huh? Memory. Okay. You come to that. You come to that. Yeah. We just in the next verse itself. Atyadi pratyakshale gadade tadakara uddeshya bahir eka not eka deshe samavana tadayo vachna bahir avichinna chaitanya mekam all that we see. Exactly like the pot inside the ashram and the ashram space, both are one and the same. That's it. Even though all space is one, we are dealing with Upadhi Vedas. Vedas created by Upadhis. Therefore, there will be some, because Upadhi is creating a Veda. Now look at it. The Veda between the pot consciousness and I consciousness is only created by Upadhis. Consciousness is one in which the pot exists and I exist. I as a knower exists. Pot exists. So the pot, the existence of the is Upadhi, consciousness limited by or conditioned by or manifest in pot. Consciousness manifests. Consciousness manifests in me, the knower. Therefore, there is an Upadhi Veda. Because there is an Upadhi Veda, you need to connect up to Upadhis. That's where the Vritti comes in. The Vritti's job is to connect up the two Upadhis. Are you all getting this much correct? Otherwise, all knowledge should be simultaneously happening in you, which is contrary to your experience. You don't say it should happen. It is not happening. That's fact. Seeing a pramana also sometimes it doesn't happen. What are you talking about? Without a pramana. Clear up to now? The Upadhi Veda has to be, because of that, the connectedness. Okay. Tathacha ayam gataha iti gata pratikshastale gata akara vrittehe gata samyogitaya gata avichinna chaitanyasya tad vritti avichinna chaitanyasya cha abhinnataya tatra gata jnanasya gata vikshe pratyaksham. Because the gata vritti avichinna chaitanya and gata akasha chaitanya both are connected by the vritti. Ekasmin stale, both are there in one place. Therefore, gataha pratyaksham. Gata is pratyaksham. Then, talking about Sakshi Vitim, your question. Sukhadi avichinna chaitanyasya. What about Sukha Dukkha, etc.? Sukha adi avichinna chaitanyasya. Tat vritti avichinna chaitanyasya cha yemena ekadesha sthita upaditaya avachinatvat niyamena aham sukhi ityadi jnanasya pratykshatvam. Now look at what is happening. Sukhadi avichinnam chaitanya. In my mind, there is a happy look. I saw something happy. Sukha avichinnam chaitanya. Where is that? In my mind. Where is the vritti avichinna chaitanya? In my mind alone. Therefore, sukhadi is automatically pratyaksha. Don't even talk about the sakshi. Correct or not? Sukha is in your mind. Vritti or sukha is in your mind. Therefore, the knower, the knowing is both happening in your mind. Therefore, the automatic always pratyaksha. Always pratyaksha. Even if you don't use the word sakshi, vedyam, etc., 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 no problem. Pratyaksha. Are you getting this? Or not getting it? Not getting, shoot.
Vritti Vyapti and Phala Vyapti in this emotions simultaneous.
Every vritti involves vritti vyapti and phala vyapti. That is a given. Don't bring in akhandakara vritti here. We are not talking about atma here. We are talking about gata or sukha. Gata and sukha we are talking about. We are not talking about atma.
No, I was talking about
atma for the
emotion.
time being.
No, I was asking about that emotion only. I didn't. Only about that emotion I was talking about. Not
Sorry, I can't hear what you're saying.
I said I was talking about the emotions, dukkha, sukha.
Emotion also. Is there a vritti as far as emotion is concerned or no vritti?
Sorry.
Is there a vritti as far as your emotions are concerned?
Yes, Swamiji.
If there is a vritti, is the vritti avichinnan chaitanyam there separate from pramatra avichinna chaitanyam?
No, Swamiji.
Then is perception. Simple. That's your experience also. No? What are we doing here? We are only explaining your experience. In your experience, is perception or not perception? Let's come to that first. Taken that for granted. Is sukha directly known to you or not known to you? I'm happy. Is it known to you? I'm sad. Known to you? How? Under what will you categorize it? Simple perception. Why? Pratyavachanna chaitanya, Brahman, Vishayavachanna chaitanya, both are here. Itna hi baat hai. They are not bothered with inside or outside, both are perception. You can make a difference if you want internal perception, external perception. Avachanna meaning to be conditioned, right? To be limited. Apparent limitation. Clear up to now? Or any other question? Questions are the bolo. I don't mind answering questions. Neeta Bain, you have something in mind?
No, Swami.
No, because it's keeping on and off.
No, I didn't say anything. No, sir.
Beg your pardon?
That part of the science. It is for light. And the sound is happening.
Because the ear is connected to the object of sound, the eye is connected to the light. The question is what it is connected to. Is through sound or is it through the sound? Doesn't make much of a difference, correct? Only a dialectical difference. Nothing else. See, because all dialectics are to explain what's happening. All science is also to explain what's happening. What is science trying to do? Understand this. We are trying to explain what's happening. Because you are caught up a bit in that. That's important. It's important we have to deal with. Why is it important? Because a perceived object is taken as separate. A perceived object is taken as separate. There is where all this question is coming in. And what is he trying to do? The connection through Chaitanya is there, he is saying. Saying the connection through Chaitanya is there. Therefore, where is the difference? That's Tarka, not Vedanta. You're thinking like Tarka, now you are bringing it back to Vedanta. That's the difference.
Swamiji,
The
can you
difference
repeat
between
the
Tarka and Vedanta is that in Tarka, it is always based on Indriya Sannikarsha. But really, Indriya Sannikarsha doesn't happen. You're seeing chili. Is Sannikarsha happening? Is chili going into your eye? No, no. Exactly.
Swamiji, we cannot hear the question. Please, do you
Yeah,
mind?
yeah. The question was simple. That's why I didn't repeat. So that's all that is there. It's always, attending online is always a little bit difficult. That's why I tell at least those people in Bombay once in a month or something turn up. Then you'll get a little bit boost and better understanding.
Yeah, yes, Swamiji.
Come on. I know because you all are staying far away. So from Bandra, even I'm staying far away.
So Swamiji, just one clarification. When a vritti, like a sukha vritti happens, and if I look at it from the standpoint of Sakshi, then I won't say aham sukhi, right? That is from the standpoint of the ahamkara, right? Aham sukhi is from the
It
standpoint
is from
of
the
the aham.
standpoint of the Pramata. The whole question is from the standpoint of the knower. He is handling the whole thing from the standpoint of the knower. He is not bothered about Sakshi, Pramata. He is not making any of those differences. Just from the standpoint of the knower, he is talking about.
Okay, thank
Because
you.
who are you now? The one who knows. Who's using perception? The one who wants to know things. Therefore, it's always knowing based. Knower. So that knower is also ahankara. All that. Yeah, true. Nobody is denying that. But from the knower standpoint, because who is the one who gains knowledge? That is the person who uses a pramana. Therefore, his understanding how the pramana is working. Correct?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Your question answered? Or you're thinking? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Therefore, aham sukhi, aham dukhi, etc. is also pratyaksham because the vrittis are right here. The vritti of sukha dukkha is automatically connected. You don't need a separate vritti to go out and begin. Right there. Okay. Doubt? No, okay. Okay. Now he is raising an objection. Understanding is never clear unless some objection is very understanding will be clear. So what is the objection? It says, Nanu evam vrittis sukhadis varnasyapi sukhadi amshe pratyaksha apapattihi iti che. There is a problem here. Okay. I had a nice soft drink yesterday. This house that I went to, this lady had made something special. बहुत मजा आया था. I was very happy drinking. What am I doing now? Remembering I was happy yesterday. I am remembering I was happy yesterday. So the remembrance, that sukha dukkha is also pratyaksha. Or is it memory?
Yeah, pratyaksham. This is pratyaksham.
Memory, you can't say memory. You can't say memory is perception. The whole memory can be perception. But his question is that sukha perception? That you were happy yesterday is a memory. That is clear. That you are happy yesterday. The whole memory is perceived by you, except. My question is that sukha that you remembered, now a perception or a memory? The memory only, you can't remember. You're totally confused about your experiences. I'm happy now is a perception. What is the argument? I'm remembering that yesterday I was happy. Is that happiness perception? Is your remembered happiness perception?
Yes, Swamiji. Yes.
No, Swamiji. No, it's not. It's not.
The time and
No, it is not.
no.
Then-
Swamiji, when I'm
One
experiencing
second.
it,
One second, listen to this.
it's not perception.
If it is perception, all your memories will be valid knowledge. Are all memories valid knowledge?
No.
Not necessary.
Can you see the trap you all are working in? By saying it's perception. If perception is valid knowledge, are all your memories valid? You all know it. All your perceptions are not valid knowledge. This is one problem that's going to happen with the recording, because someone sends a message and the recording goes off. I'm good, Sunita is having a backup. So it is not, the Sukha Dukkha cannot be perception. His memory. Your memory is perceived by you, accept. But the Sukha Dukkha part of that memory, because your memory of an experience is very often not true to the experience. Yeah, yesterday I was happy, today I'm like this. Exactly. I can be sad right now remembering a happy experience.
I was sad, this happened, that. Then does it become a perception? It's a perception of the thoughts.
The present sadness is perception. Memory is not perception. The remembered sadness is not perception. The sadness now is perception.
So,
Understand
Swamiji,
the fine difference.
If you are recalling a happy incident or a perception and feeling happy now, so the happiness you experience now is perception.
The happiness
But
that you are
the-
experiencing now is perception.
Yeah, but the other part is
Other part is memory, therefore not
Okay.
perception.
Yeah.
We are
okay.
making a difference between perception
Yeah.
and memory.
Okay. Thank you.
We are deliberately making a difference.
Swamiji, Sagaria. Where would we then classify muscle memory, which we work on deliberately?
Classified perception as?
No. So where will we, or how would we deal about
No, as
with muscle
external or
memory?
internal. Here we are talking
No.
now of internal perception. That's the class.
I am asking
External
about
thought
muscle.
outside or internal Sukha Dukkha.
Okay. My
may-
question was about muscle memory.
What about?
Muscle memory that we work towards building.
Sorry, you're not clear. I'm not clear. The noise
Swamiji,
outside.
the
Okay.
question is about, he's asking about muscle memory. Muscle memory.
What memory?
Muscle memory.
Is still memory.
Okay.
It's still memory. Okay. The difference between muscle memory and fact. How does muscle memory come in? By repeating an action 1,000 times, 10,000 times. That's how muscle memory is formed. That's why Bruce Lee made a statement. I'm not wary of the guy who has practiced 1,000 punches once. I'm wary of the guy who has practiced one punch 1,000 times. Because there is a certain amount of near perfection achieved. Muscle memory, that is. Automatically you'll think it. Now let us say you have muscle memory. Like any memory, supposing 3 years you don't repeat that action. Your muscle will still remember up to a point. But you'll be rusty in your action. You'll be rusty. Exactly like there was a time when all the Siddhi Granthas I could quote. And I found nobody to teach that. So I'm not in touch with the Siddhi Granthas regularly. Therefore, I don't remember all of them very clearly. Each chapter, what is said. Overall, I remember, but the details here and there, I'll have to refer. Any memory is like that. Whether it is muscle memory, is your physical body remembering it, or whether it is mind remembering. Yeah. Memory is strengthened by repetition. Any memory is strengthened by repetition. Abhyasa. Yeah, you have to repeat it, no other way. And that's what happens. Problems happen to good students, to intelligent students. Why? You understand fast. You understand fast. You understood. You know, but you don't repeat. You don't practice. Therefore, it becomes problematic. Classical example when I was a student. एक revision किया तो बहुत हो गया. People come and say, I did 5 revisions. I did 6 revisions. The revision किया मैं तो एक. I'm just not part. Exactly. Because what you studied in a year is tested in 3 hours and probably corrected in 3 minutes. Okay.
No, I have known the case where the husband of the teacher collected the bloody papers. Can you imagine this?
That's okay. That's going into those things. Yeah. Now here it says, na tatra maryamana sukasya atitattvena smriti rupa antakarna vrittehe vartamanattvena tatra upadeho bhinna kalinataya tattad avichinna chaitanyoho vedat. There's no. The remembered sukha is atita kalam. At a different time. Whereas you are the knower is now. The memories of a time gone up. Therefore, that sukha that you experienced before, though it was perception then, cannot be taken as perception now. Now it is only memory. You're perceiving the memory, that much is perceived. You're perceiving the memory, that much is true. But the sukha, that part, Tita Kalam, that is not the sukha now.
That's a relief. By recollecting that, if I'm feeling happy now, then that's a perception.
That happiness, second happiness is perception. Yes. The second happiness that you get right now is perception. You thought of something happy and you felt happy.
That happiness is different.
So that's the difference between memory and perception.
That happiness also different.
Yeah. Because time difference comes in. Yeah. Huh? Because ekakalinatvam should be there. Tatra upadayoho bhinna kalinataya tad avichinnatya vedat upadayoho ekadeshastve sati ekakalinatvasya upadeyoho abheda prayojanakatva. So for it to be abheda, it should be not only Ekadesha, it should be Ekakalina. Same time, same place. Only then you will become perception. So the object of your perception, the vritti of the perception, both should be the same time and place. Remember, Sukha is different time and place. Maybe same place in your mind, but different time. Therefore, both has to be same time and place. Okay. यदि च एके त्वं मात्र उपादेयोः अभेद तदा अहं पूर्वसुखी इत्यादि स्मृति अतिव्याप्ति वारणाय वर्तमान विषय विशेष to avoid
Swami, your voice and picture have both disappeared.
Yeah, now fine. So you have to give the qualification of being at the same time as well. Okay. Now, what is he trying to do it with? Trying to be very specific. What do you mean by perception? Especially internal perception and memory. You want to keep a difference between perception and memory for the simple reason that the difference is not there. The difference is not there. Everything that you remembered will be taken as pramana. Everything you remember will be taken as pramana siddha. That means there will be valid means of knowledge. If they are valid means of knowledge, there should be truth. But you know that all memory is not true. Memory is very unreliable. Two persons' recollection of the same event will be very different. Right? Because memories are different. Like I have a fairly good memory for things. I can even repeat conversations that has happened. But cannot be taken as absolute fact because you'll make mistakes. No memory can be taken as 100% valid. Perception, this is a cup. This is 100% valid. Memory cannot be taken like that. Therefore, he is making a difference. Deliberately is making a difference between what is memory and what is perception. Both are internal. Both are internal. But in spite of both being internal, there is a huge difference between a memory and a perception. This is a basic stance. Okay? That's why all these arguments are.
Is this different in Tarka, Swamiji?
Beg your pardon?
In Tarka, do they see this differently?
Yeah. Tarka also agrees. This much I'll agree. Memory and that's why he says in Tarka, Anubhaha Dvidaha Smritihi Jnanam Cha. Makes a difference. There also you take it like that. Because people know, memory is not a very reliable. Some amount of reliability is there, but not completely. Like even my memory, which is pretty good, but still, I remember snatches of English poems. Then on the net, I find the same poem. Then I find I substituted some words for my own. Yeah, I have substituted some words. No?
Perception is also material.
To an extent.
If I see a chair, I know it's a chair.
I agree. That much is there. But when you're seeing a chair here, you're not remembering any other chair. You're seeing the chairs here, what is there now? The first chair you saw must have been a kindergarten version of chair. Tiny little thing. But you're not mistaking this for that. Why? No perception. That is how your mind got educated. That memory is how your mind got educated. That memory is not connected to remembering. Okay. All worldly knowledge happens as a concept. When you say table, chair, etc., what is it? Concept. Now, when you pick up a concept, you have an idea what a chair is. Concept, idea. Then, how did you know that? Because you saw some chair and you were introduced to the word chair. Now, if you have picked up the concept well, you saw different designs of chair, all of them will recognize this chair. Why? Because you've seen the idea of concept of chair is there in your mind. So the chairs may be very different. The table you saw may have been something like this. But when you walked into a Renari hotel in Bombay, you will say this is not a table because it's not square, it's not rectangular, it is round. 4 legs are not there, only 1 leg is there. Why? Because you got the concept table. So the conceptual understanding is there. Once the conceptual understanding is there, then other things fall into place. Am I making sense? So that is conceptual learning. That's not really memory. That's not really memory. If you're seeing a table now, array, I've seen a table like that before. That is memory. Whereas the table you see is table, knowledge. How did I know? Because the concept was clear. All worldly learning is conceptual. Yes, Anita.
The concept also is perception only, no?
Correct. The concept also was gain perception. But you have 5 pramanas. But have been gained by other pramanas also. They are all vrittis, that is true. All are vrittis, that much is true. That's why we tend to make all our learning conceptual. Because other than Vedanta, all learning is conceptual.
Pratyabhidya is also conceptual.
An idea. The idea of table. Nitaben, in your house, there are at least 3 different varieties of tables. But the concept of table is common, right?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. That's what I mean by concept. Because I've been to your house, I know. I've seen notice. There may be more because I have not gone all over Europe, so I don't know. But from what I've seen, there are 3 different varieties. But the concept of table is same. So what is the concept of table? Flat top and minimum 1 leg. Flat top, I wouldn't say leg. Flat top, stable base.
Could be a block.
Yeah, flat top,
Just a
stable
block.
base. Flat top and a stable base. That's it. Table. That can be a bench also. Yeah. 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 He's got a good point here. He's saying conceptual knowledge can set you up for disappointment because you have an idea what things should be and it is not like that. Yeah. Yeah. Like, supposing I'm old school. Yeah, I'll come to Pratyabhijna. Okay. If I have an idea, a concept, because there was a time when I was into internal combustion engines and things like that. Okay. So, car means it should have this, should have a butterfly valve, should have or fuel injection. Either butterfly valve to suck in the petrol air mixture or a fuel injection system if it is diesel. My concept. Then I open the bonnet of this car to see how the engine is. What is that? What is that? It's an electrical engine now. There's no butterfly valve, there's no fuel injection. ये क्या गाड़ी है? Now, if I'm rigid in my concepts, here is where the disappointment is because I'm rigid. It should be like this. I picked up a concept, and my rigidity is that everything should fit into this model. Doesn't, because this is a new concept. The new concept of a car. Car it is. Why? It has got some wheels and is taking your own. What is a car now? Now look at the expanded concept of a car. To be able to sit in it, should have some locomotion possible, and it should have a unit for locomotion. And it's a private way, limited. It's not like a huge bus. Small. 8-seater maximum. So now this becomes an expanded concept because new things are coming. So can my concepts grow? If it doesn't grow, I'll get rigid. I'll say this is not a car. That is why you find some old timers, RC gentlemen, generally. My apologies to the Parsis. ये गाड़ी नहीं छे. It's not a car. It's something. Why? Because they have a very clear concept. This is what a car should be like. When the Maruti first came, गाड़ी नहीं डब्बा छे. My Parsi friends refused to pick up a Maruti डब्बा. Because his concept of car was that old Dodge. Could hit a wall and go through it. So your concept also has to grow, no? Otherwise you'll get stuck. That's what happens with many people. When you're getting outdated, etc., what is that that's happening? Your concepts are too rigid and you're not willing to expand them, change them, modify it. Whereas all learning is expansion and modification of concepts. Isn't that what learning is about? This is a law, it should be like this. Law changed. Why? They're all man-made laws. Then what? Even God-made laws change. Only at what level are you looking at it? That's what matters. Are you looking at it at the physical level here, in terms of transaction? Newtonian physics. At molecular levels, quantum physics. Whole thing changes. Where? Right here. Right here. So, your mind will be able to hold this dichotomy. If it can hold that, you'll understand Vedanta better. Why? Because Satyam and Mithya are not two different things. Atma and Anatma are not two different things. Atma is independent, Anatma is dependent on the Atma. That categorization go from your mind. Only then Satyam Mithya will be. That means you should know when to use categories, you should know when to drop. Categories are important for learning. You know when to drop it. You don't have the same mindset right through. Don't work. Same mindset right through will not work. You're looking at a particle with the same mindset, like you're looking at a mango falling or an apple falling. It will not work. Particle behaves differently. Your observation influences it. Okay, is a particle conscious of it? Yeah, there is rudimentary awareness manifested at that level. Why it seems to choose its path. The double slit studies, etc. Doing that. Particle chooses. Correct. Then I don't mind if the car is coming straight at me. He'll choose his path and go separate. Can you see how one concept is not applicable there? There is. Or that coconut is falling from the tree, it will choose this path, go separate. Fall on you. If your nut is stronger, the coconut will break. If the coconut is stronger, your head will break. Simple as that. Once a coconut fell on my hand, and there was a charming young lady with me. She was surprised nothing happened to my hand. And I was surprised nothing happened to the coconut. I'm joking. The idea is all concepts, all paradigms that you have, concepts or paradigms you have, are all within certain frames of references. Here, the frame of reference is perception, internal, external. That's the frame of reference. Therefore, Vishyavichinnam Chaitanyam, same time and place. Now, memory is not same time and place. But because of that, if you are feeling happy now, that happiness is same time and place. That's how you make the thing clear. Now look at it. We are only talking about the happiness manifest, unmanifest, etc. Have we talked about you being Ananda Swarupa? We have not gone into Satya Mithya of happiness. We are not going into that. Why? Pramanas are Vyavahara Kale. He said that in the beginning. Vyavahara Kale, this. But that Vyavahara Kalam, he is explaining it with reference to Chaitanya, consciousness. Yavachinna Chaitanya. Why? Because without that manifest Chaitanya, there is no knowledge taking place. Without that manifestation of the Chaitanya, there is no knowledge taking place. How can knowledge take place if your mind is not conscious? Therefore, the connection with consciousness is always maintained, even in perception. So they're taking that stand. Consciousness is not left out. In Tarka and all, you leave it out. Science, you leave it out. Only now they started beginning the studies into consciousness. But by the paradigm of science is so limited, it cannot study, it can only study manifested consciousness. It cannot study the consciousness that you are, that cannot be objectified. That consciousness it counts study. Why? Observation, common features, replication, all this is necessary in science, and all that is not possible with eye consciousness. It is only possible with the manifestation. But the manifestation is difficult. The manifestation is difficult. Therefore, this much you can do. Not more than that. Yeah. Correct. But sometimes you need to know the details of it. Yeah, like here, in this case. Why? Because you're refining your understanding of how you're knowing the truth. Otherwise, you'll think certain things are clear, but a lot of vagueness will be exposed. So what is the study of text like this? Knocking off any possibility of vagueness that is there. That's what it is. And that's important. Because what is knowledge if it is vague? You can't afford to have knowledge which is vague. That's not knowledge. That's only some concepts. The knowledge is vague, it's very Aditam Anandikatam Jnanam. And that Abaditam, it's very understood, that is very clear. Clarity is understood in that Abaditam. Non-negatable. It is full of doubts, you're only, your doubts itself is negating. So, these type of studies are meant to refine your understanding. Is it all necessary? Not if you are clear. Not if you are clear. How do I know you I'm clear? We'll question you. You can answer all. That's called Mananam. No? Questioning your understanding is called Mananam. Then you own it up in Nididhyasana. So, because the questions I raise can be limited, you have books like this. You have Tarka, you have Sankhya. All this I'm sure was developed by some Vedanta only. Question Vedanta. You misunderstand Vedanta, you will get Tarka, you will get Sankhya. We are doing that. So that clarity of understanding. All the studies is for clarity. That's why I'm taking it for a group that has been with me for more than 10 years. Some others are attending. You're welcome to attend, but don't tell me if you're confused. Certain things will be clearer when you go back and finish all the Upanishads, etc. Then it'll become clear. Good place to stop. Otherwise, it can get more confusing. Let us stop here.
Thank you, Prakash.